Okay, yeah, it is working. It's a little bit delayed, but there you go. Okay, we're refreshing that timer there. So that's good. That's good. So you'll see the clips there. I had set up a list, is what I did, for future soundboard stuff. Sorry, I dropped something. Yeah, I set up a list of future soundboard clips. Just simply so my stream setup can be more concise there. But then afterwards, I'm gonna be all set there. We're gonna be good. Gonna pop up from 30th, hopefully soon. Oh, here's the list. When will you learn? Oh yeah, there you go. That your actions have consequences. Let me try to pull that up here. When you learn. Well, I don't know if I always quote that. Do I always quote when will you learn bit? Maybe freaking fricks would be it, right? I mean, maybe. Yeah, I gotta add this video clip. Oh, for sure. That's gotta be a clip for later. Not now, though. Now I gotta play, but we got like a minute. Heck, I can't even play normal ranks until like later, right? Because I'm in Cyclops. Yeah, let me double check. In an hour. Okay. Since I can't do that, yeah, let's try doing this. You new tab. Alright, there we go. Freaking fricks. Oh man. What other clips did I what do I always quote? What am I always quoting? You know what I'm saying? Cause like I know for sure I'm missing something that I just always like quote. We got two specific clips, just in case you're new here. Okay, we have two specific clips I always quote that I've got so far. It's not loading. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Yep, there it is. That's the first one. That's the first clip. The weird, and then stupid. Yep, that's it. Now why isn't it? Now I gotta figure out why it wasn't loading. Those are currently the two that I've got on loop. What else do I always quote? I don't always say the surprise, mother lover. No, not quite. Not even that. So it should work. Yep. But the button isn't activating. Okay, it is. Okay. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Okay. Now I gotta go into the files to the video I had just got. Drag it over here. And then I got to duplicate. Kind of don't want to have too many things, too many buttons, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, let me duplicate. You won't be able to see what I'm doing, but trust me, it's gonna be fine. When will you learn? I'll rename this one frickin' fricks. And then I'm going to edit this one. I'm going to click here and then edit. You're gonna have to excuse me, chat. I'm right now. It won't let me in until an hour passes, so I'm creating new memories. Delete. Okay. Let me see if I can do this. Cover up Insta. Alright, I mean IDV. Okay, so let me explain. So this is the video editor I have right here. Let me shrink this down because we really don't need that much just to edit that. We can close out of here. We can minimize this. Here we are. So we've got ourselves this. We're going to copy paste. Then we're gonna edit it so that it's this one here. So it goes. 'Cause you frickin' fricks. And then I'll edit this so that it just says, "You frickin' fricks." 'Cause you frickin'. Clip it to here. You frickin' fricks. Then cut it to there. Yep. This is gonna be the first one. There you go. Yep. And then what we'll do is we'll delete the space here. If I can figure out how to do that. Yep. Export. We call it you frickin' fricks. There we are. And then I'm gonna do that again, but for the when will you learn bit. Yeah, here we are. And then it's gonna be 'cause you frickin' fricks just can't ever be quenched. I'm not gonna cut that fantasies can't ever be quenched, can they? You frickin' fricks! What? So like, oh, come on. I hate this editing software. I've never used it before, and I'm glad I will never use it again. What will you learn? What will you learn? That your actions have consequences! There you go. We delete this bit here, and then I'll export that. So When will you learn your actions have consequences? Save to computer. Yep. Then we could delete the original bit. Could delete the original ones here. Alright, perfect. Now we edit this one here. Ugh, you know what it is? The inconvenience of using this here is actually because then I'd have to create a new reference media segment. That's what would happen. I'd have to recreate a whole new one for each individual clip. Weird. And the worst part is I can't even like move it into like a group so that it always stays on top of the webcam. If I were to, for example, make it into a virtual OBS so that that becomes my webcam, then it would be a lot better, in my opinion. But because I'm using the OBS as a way to stream the game, then I have issues when it comes down to that. I can't really do exactly what I'm thinking. So, if I can find a better way to not only soundboard, because soundboarding, it's very easy. It's just playing a MP3 file. But if I could find a way to visual board, then that would be 10 times better. In my personal opinion. Plus I can't even edit the... I can't even edit MP4s in OBS so that it changes the file. If I were to probably go to advanced settings, I can try to discover that, but that's not popping up, at least through my properties tab there. You know what? Let's see if I can find out if I can or can't do that. Let's do that. OBS MP4. No, OBS media source. Yeah, let's see. Of course, it does all this stuff there. Loops are an option. Speed. Change the color range, I guess, if that's needed. Close file when inactive. Okay. Sets playback to hide itself. Okay. Properties playlist. Ooh, hold up. Hold up. VLC video. Wait a minute. Add videos made from files, playing scenes, like media source. You can create a playlist of items to the image slideshow. This source type will VLC libraries like extend media or built-in media source. Hold up. But would that then be allowed to select individual media? Because I've seen image, I'm seeing image slideshow, but I'm not seeing an option. I'm not visibly finding an option there for media to play individually. There's a scene option. I don't think I've ever seen. No, that's not even close to what I was talking about. Window capture, group. Yeah, the group feature in OBS just doesn't allow for certain plugins to interact with the in-betweens. Like, for example, I can't use my, for example, let's say my desk macro deck to interact with sources within a plugin. And that sucks. Honestly, it does suck. If there's a way to edit that so where I can be able to change that, that'd be amazing, but I just can't right now. Extension. I already got the... Oh, actually, no. Stream Deck connector. Oh, hold up. Oh, is that just like media player? I mean, I already got the media player concept. Like, I can play media, pause. Yeah, media controls, next, previous, so on. The main issue I have right now, is really sucky, is I can't interact with OBS beyond the bare basics. You know, it's very difficult for my tablet here to be able to interact in any way beyond what I've already got, and it's just a shame. It's a shame because I'm trying to work on organizing all my stuff, and I just can't do that with OBS. OBS is just giving me a headache, you know. Can't edit much, I can't configure much there. The variables are all checked out, but I can't like go beyond that. With the variables, it is very minimalistic in terms of what it is. It's just the name, the type, the value. Maybe I'm just not looking into what the typing is, or if there's any way to work from there. But in terms of what my tablet can do to interact with the stream, it is very limited. Very limited. Oh, yeah, I can show you. I can show you guys. You guys won't judge my stream setup being a bit whack, right? Yeah. So picture this, right? I'm over here. Here are two video files, right? You know the ones. They're the ones that go like this. Now, I could do something around the lines of always shoving it into the camera, right? I could always try to, like, edit this so that it grows and, like, right now I can't interact with it for some random reason. Can't make it change the size, even though I literally should be able to. Okay, let's hide that. I should be able to edit this. The sliders aren't moving for me, but you understand the concept. I could attempt to do all that, but an easier route that I could do instead is something as simple as just putting it within the group. In the group, I've got myself the border, I've got myself the face cam. Very simple. But what I can then do is I can move the entire thing. It's really nice. But for some reason, I can't do that and then try to edit variables through OBS. Makes no sense. It just makes no sense. And sure, I'm not the most organized person, but with things I am more so organized with, I would like to do it. Like, for example, pulling back this up here. This is currently my setup. I can try to lower it down because the more important buttons are here anyways. This on press should automatically put in the clip. But, oh, there you go. On press, it should do that. It isn't doing it now. Why? There you go. Why is this so buggy? Ugh. Anyways, not the point. This is the current software I am using, and it's giving me a headache. Because look at the very second that I put this onto the group, right? Let's hide that. Let's put these two here. Close that up. And then let's organize this. Transform. So bad, so bad. I should be able to. I can't even. Why isn't it letting me? Wait, hold up. This is its own issue. This is its own issue. I should be able to transform and move this around. Yeah, let me stretch it. What? There's no way I would have to do this all the time. And then I put it here, and then I close, and I...
Weird.
But then the minute I attempt to press it, it doesn't interact. It also doesn't give me a sort of, like, error code. It doesn't give me an error code in anything. Which sucks. That sucks. It does. Look what happens now when I attempt to press it.
Weird.
It works. Yeah, it does. Wow. I did one undo button. Okay, come on.
Weird.
Okay, that's enough of her for today. Oh, that's for sure. Still, you gotta understand, where I'm getting at is the stream macro deck is a very, 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 very nice, very convenient way for me to be able to, i.e., make sound effects and play clips like I want to. But it's giving me issues. It's just giving me little tiny issues here and there. Like, for example, why in the world wouldn't I be able to interact with things in groups? What's the, like, the whole point of groups is meant to be, like, organized source in which I guess, the initial source resides in. Kind of like a file being put in, like a game application, whatever, inside a file, you know? If I were to show you my web browser, I can show you that if I click the word games, it's going to open up a file that tracks all of the games I have. But if I were to then attempt to pull back upstream and go through the group section, it just doesn't. And that's weird. That doesn't make sense. That's like, what I'll do, okay, is I'll go to the macro deck Discord right now, actually, and I'll see if they responded to anything I've said. Because I think I've mentioned it once or twice in my forum. The only person who made a comment was a couple of days ago. A person attempted to explain it. For vertical, it won't work. Vertical plugin is a different OBS. Yes, but the same is for horizontal OBS. That's the main issue. Yes, issue I'm having. Yeah, strange. Let's try to fix this. New tab. Here we are. You have to excuse me, chat. I'm trying to fix up some. I got 110, nice. Still not enough for the for me to private that last video, but steel. All right.